Great year.
as an anime. Yeah,
98,
great
things were
year.
happening. I mean, we were living it up. Y2K
Oh yeah,
was in the back of our
two
mind. It was on
years
the radar.
away.
2 years away,
Yeah,
but you know what?
we
We were
weren't
having a
worried
great
about it. You
time.
know what?
No,
Hey man.
no, like we thought space was gonna be fun and cool,
Oh yeah. Oh man, we were about to get. We're still anticipating the Back to the Future.
Top to bottom, this is top notch. I mean, I can't believe. I mean, maybe it's just because I thought at a point I was just too adult for this. When I
Yeah,
was a kid, like I was like, cartoons, that's for children. And
you're trying to be cool. Like,
I was
nah,
trying to be
cool,
cool, like, come on, man.
man.
I'm talking to girls. We're driving
Yeah.
around. I ain't got time for cartoons. But man, did I miss out? Like,
You say crispy?
no, crispy,
It sounded
crisp,
like you said quispy.
crispy quest. I may have said
Crispy
crispy quest. I'm
quest.
tired, bro. Okay, let's see here. I wrote down some stuff. Practicing karate in the dark. Like, see, now that's one of those moves. Like we come in on
That's a guy
a
thing right there. Totally guy thing.
it, totally a guy thing. I just like, you're just in the dark. I mean, like, talk about a real bad to the bone character. If you're gonna be like
Oh
doing
yeah.
anything, practicing karate in the dark, with no regards to your toes kicking a coffee
Yeah.
table, like
No regard.
that.
No
Yeah, that
worries.
coffee table should be scared of me, okay?
Yeah.
Did I just say I need to find my iPad for my charger?
You find my
I meant
iPad
to
for my
say
charger.
find my charger for my iPad. Forget it. I don't need it.
Alrighty.
We'll make it happen. We'll make it happen. I'll just
Uh,
turn the brightness down.
yeah. Put it on. What do you call it? What's it?
Put it on low
Car
power
setting.
mode.
Low
Yeah,
power.
yeah, yeah.
All right. Cowboy Bebop.
Cowboy Bobby. Are we both losing our mind or okay?
All right. Here we go. And three, two, and hey everybody, welcome back to Anime Me Pod. It's me, Joanjo, with my co-host Sal, and we are back with some more anime, y'all. And this one is gonna be the end of March Madness, and we're going out with a classic, a classic manly anime, man.
It really, I've never seen it before, which is crazy. I know some people are gonna be
That
like,
is
"What the heck?"
crazy. I figured,
And
I
that,
figured out of all the ones, this would be one of the ones that you would have seen.
I mean, like, I know of it, and I remember like watching, like maybe seeing like clips of it, and then they
Yeah,
even made did they do a movie or a live action? I don't know.
it was a
So
live action. Yeah.
I know enough about it, but
Yeah.
I've never really sat down and watched it, and I got lots of notes, baby, and I'm excited about it.
Excited about it, but not as excited as we are because this is Anime Me, y'all. Tell them what we are, Sal.
Anime Me is a podcast where two friends show you how to love and watch anime, one episode, the first episode at a time.
At a
And
time, y'all.
what a doozy, yes. But before we do that, let's play a game. Joe Angel, you ready for this?
Play a game. Let's play a game.
This is the Anime Me name game, okay? We're doing one more of these before I get us a new game. I have a new game for us, and we'll do that next
I've
week.
been doing good on the name games. It's the rating game that's getting me. I'm always
The
talking
rating game
myself out
is
of the rating games. I'm
well,
overthinking
don't
it too
talk yourself out of this.
much.
This one might be it might be too easy, but I'm gonna give you two names. You're gonna have to tell me which name is the real one, which name is the fake one.
Fake one. All right,
Okay?
give it to me.
The real one and the fake one. We have the first one, Crispy Quest, The Legend of Golden Wing. Number two,
Time out. Did you say crispy?
no,
It sounded
Crisp,
like you said crispy.
Crispy Quest. I may have said
Crispy
Crispy Quest.
quest.
I'm tired, bro. Okay, sometimes I lose my R's. You know what I'm saying? Like, I once rolled up to a Sonic and asked for a Power Wade. So Power Wade. Crispy Quest. Crispy
Crispy
Quest.
quest.
Semicolon. The Legend of Golden Wing or Tinder. Just the word bartender.
Bartender.
Which one is fake? Which one's real?
Oh man, bartender's real. Crispy quest is fake.
You see, even you did it. You
Yeah,
said
I
Crispy
did
Quest.
it.
You're right. You're right.
It's
Because
in my it's in my mind now.
Crispy Quest is the
It's the
is a
first episode of Two Piece.
two piece. See, you knew. I went on ChatGPT and I was like, "Hey, give me a title for this," and I gave it a quick little fake synopsis, and they came up with that. And I was like, "There you go, AI.
Yes,
You're already proving yourself very useful. We're
very.
gonna have this anime written by no time, dude. Like in no time." Yes.
I will say, I know about bartender because I kind of have it in the lineup somewhere. I won't tell
Uh,
you when, but I have it in the lineup.
okay, nice. I like that. I like that. I didn't look at the synopsis, so I made sure not to know anything about it. So, but I do have a synopsis for Cowboy Bebop.
For Cowboy Bebop, guys, because that's the classic we're in March manliness on.
Classic. All right, here we are.
Classic.
The Bebop crew is just trying to make a buck. The motley lot of intergalactic loners teams up to track down fugitives and turn them into cold hard cash. Spike is a hero whose cool facade hides a dark and deadly past. The pilot Jet is a bruiser of a brute who can't wait to collect the next bounty. Faye Valentine is a femme fatale prone to breaking hearts and separating fools from their money. Along for the ride are the brilliant but weird hacker Ed and the super genius Welsh corgi named Ian? Ein? Ian?
Ein,
Ein? Ein?
ein, ein.
I don't know. All right. Um, that explains a lot more to me on this show because I watched it and I was like, I didn't I was like, well, okay, so I honestly so I've seen a lot.
it,
This show, well, go ahead. It goes way
it,
back.
it is astounding to me. Like,
Isn't
because
that
like I said,
crazy?
since you watch Dragon Ball Z, so you are aware of Toonami and Adult Swim. So and this was on Adult Swim, so I figured like, all right, he'll know about this one, you know.
I mean, like I didn't watch. I feel like I don't know how I consumed Dragon Ball Z. I think it was just in the morning. Like I didn't watch. I don't
Just
know
in the
how much
morning.
of yeah, I just watched it in the morning, like Saturday morning cartoons. Like, and I don't think, and I knew of Adult Swim, and I'm trying to think of what I watched. I think I watched the later years of Adult Swim, of like some of those, like, was it? I don't know if it was Adult Swim. Was it Venture Bros?
Friendship Brothers.
Was that Adult Swim?
Yeah,
Yeah, Venture
that
Brothers.
was Adult Swim. Friendship
So
Brothers,
like,
Squidbillies, Boondocks, like that was all on Adult Swim.
so yeah, I saw a lot of that stuff, like but this one just kind of passed me by, and I would remember seeing like the trailers or like the previews for it, and I remember like I don't know what it was why I didn't like try to watch it. Maybe it's because it was like in the middle of a season or something. Like I didn't start with it, and I don't know. I don't know what I was watching that I would just kind of like pass this over. And after watching this first episode, I really missed the boat on this because, dude,
Dude,
like even
right
just
off the
like
back, man.
right off the bat, it's like there is the beginning of it is like this nursery rhyme murder thing
Noir
happening. Like
esque, like
yes, noir kind of. There's like lots of dark shadows and silhouettes and people smoking cigarettes and like, gunshots going off, but it's in outer space. And I'm
yeah.
like, what? Like, how did I how did I miss this? This is like everything I love. I love
Yeah,
a good old noir. I love a nice outer space. Like I love like a show that is or a movie that is set in like the future past. You know what I'm saying? Like we're so
yeah.
far into the future, but then they have established the world so much that it feels like oh,
It's the
it's like
past.
we're in the yeah, like we're so far into the future that everything feels like it's old
It's the
school again. You know what
whole.
I'm
It's the
saying?
whole Star Wars intro. A
Yeah,
very long time ago.
a long time ago, but it's in the future though. You know,
Future.
like
In the future.
that's like the music on this. Like just with that, the music, like the way they kind of like juxtaposition the
Yeah.
like this jazz, like rambunctious music, right?
Yeah.
Like
Dude, the music
it
alone
is
is like so captivating just by
it
itself.
really and the way they like I'm gonna go ahead and put it out there. This first episode, you know, like there was a there was like a little they had the different categories on Crunchyroll. You know, like
Yeah.
if you like this, you like this. These are captivating heroes, whatever, or whatever.
Yeah.
And then this one was there was a like really great first episodes. And
Yeah.
I don't know if I saw Cowboy Bebop on the list
On that
of all
list.
the
Yeah.
like, but if it's not, that's a it's wrong because this first episode, I'm gonna go ahead and put out there, it may be one of the best first episodes
Yeah.
I've seen of an anime. Like musically,
Hey, I'm gonna have to. Yeah.
stylistically. I mean, like it is. What were you gonna say? You're gonna have to.
I was about to say, I might have to go check Crunchyroll and see if that first grades episode is on my list too, because that's a recent
Yeah,
thing.
yeah. If
Somebody
you
been
haven't
listening
seen
then.
it, I know they be.
They
I'm telling you, they
they're like,
somebody.
hey, these guys are letting us know which ones are the first grade episodes. Listen, listen, make the list, make the list.
Yeah, go look at it right now before they this one drops, and they're gonna be like, "Hey, add it to the list."
Add it to the list.
Joe-san, Joe-san said that it's just like like stylistically it has this kind of old classic feel to it, but they've made a lot of great choices. Like
Yeah,
the way there's the beginning scene of it, there's murder going on, there's like people shooting,
yeah,
there's like fight scenes, but it's like the soundtrack is like this like poppy jazz, and it's kind of like quick and cool, and like
yeah,
it like just screams like, man, aren't we cool? Like isn't this cool? Like this is all
yeah. It
it's
screams
like
cool.
cool. Yeah, it screams cool. It's like,
Yeah,
should I start smoking long cigarettes? Because that looks cool. You know, don't do that, kids.
don't do that.
There's like harmonica. Like there's a harmonica
Yeah,
scene, and it's like solo, a
yeah.
harmonica solo, and I was like, you know
Dude.
what? Harmonica was killing it back in the 90s, by the way.
Yeah.
Blues Traveler. You know, what happened? What happened to cool
Right.
harmonica? A harmonica's not cool
Dude,
anymore, but
it's
they
not,
made it
man.
cool in this. Um, there was, well, man, dude, there is so many like just cool scenes. Like, uh, just, I don't know what it is about this show. I think it looks great. It has this kind of grittiness to it. It doesn't look terribly like typical anime. I don't know how to describe that. Maybe you can help.
It
They're
really
not.
is like stylistically the way their characters are designed and drawn.
Hmm.
It it really doesn't follow what you would think anime characters look like because it does have like kind of almost like a Western influence the way our characters are drawn, kind of more anatomically correct.
I would
So
say that,
that's
yeah,
what
like
it has that kind of feel.
yeah, the facial features aren't they're not extremely exaggerated, you know,
Yeah,
the way they're all kind of yeah, shaped proportionately. Yeah, it's all very
yeah,
kind of real world-ish a little bit.
yeah.
Let's see here. I wrote down some stuff. Practicing karate in the dark. Like, see, now that's one of those moves. Like we come in on
That's a guy
a
thing right there. Totally guy thing.
it, totally a guy thing. I just like, you're just in the dark. I mean, like, talk about a real bad to the bone character. If you're gonna be like
Oh
doing
yeah.
anything, practicing karate in the dark, with no regards to your toes kicking a coffee
Yeah.
table, you know, like we know
No regard.
that.
No
Yeah, that
worries.
coffee table should be scared of me, okay?
Yeah.
What is our protagonist's name? What is his name? His name is Spike. His
Spike.
his name is Spike.
Spike.
Okay, so
Spike.
he's a cowboy, and is the
He's
spaceship, is
a
that he's
so
a bounty
he's
hunter.
he's a bounty hunter. Yeah. The spaceship they're on is called the Bebop, and
Yeah,
Jet,
okay.
the other guy, he's like the I guess the admiral, the captain. He's the guy that flies the ship and takes care of all this stuff. But he's
There is
also
just
like
like
bounty hunter too.
this show is it's like I didn't expect it to be as bloody and as violent as it was initially. Like they come in and there's multiple shootouts. Somebody gets straight up like shot in the head and we see it all.
Oh
I'm like,
yeah.
whoa, like it is this is not for kids. Though I'm gonna be
Not
surprised
for
if
you.
it's probably rated TV 14. You know, in Japan it's like whatever, dude. Whatever.
Whatever.
They've seen worse, you know.
Yeah. They're in real
Uh
life.
they go to space Mexico, you know, like Tijuana in space.
Tijuana in space stuff.
Yo, but they don't have there's not one trompo.
Nah.
There's no asada anywhere.
Nothing Tijuana has, it's it. Besides the drugs.
You know, yeah, so the way it looks has this kind of like warm kind of grittiness to the show. There's a bit of a it kind of reminds me of Sailor Moon in a little bit, you know, that kind
Yeah.
of thin line kind of warm drawing,
Yeah.
and it that alone like makes me feel like this was like drawn at a different time. Like there's just some things like it feels like it's done in the 90s, but then it
Yeah.
also feels so like it felt fresh. I know that this is old school, and I was like, but this feels so like,
Almost
man, it
timeless.
makes, yeah, it feels a little timeless, a little bit. Yeah, like I don't
Yeah.
feel like it didn't feel like this is like some old TV show that just everybody should be passed by.
Yeah, because it
It
like it's not it's pretty clean and crisp,
hmm
but not so overly to where it looks brand new, but it's not grainy either. Like
Yeah, yeah. I think that's what it is about the show. It makes me have, I mean, I don't know if I want to have I as once again, I watched it the first episode, it's over, and I go, man, I hope that live action is good. But I don't know if it is, because I don't know if it can live up to this. It's like it's got a high bar. Like
oh
there's
yeah.
some really cool interactions that he has with these characters. Spike runs into he's trying to catch this guy later on because we come in on them and they've just finished a bounty hunting. It catches
Yeah.
this guy. They didn't make a whole lot of money on it, so they're trying to find their next guy, and they're after what is his name? Asimov.
Uh
Asimov.
Asimov, yeah.
Asimov is, you know, he's like he stole some sort of like the limitless drug, you know, but of course
Yeah,
you're spraying it in your
basically.
eye. It's called
Yeah.
bloody eye. Like all these little details that they just kind of put into the show that makes you feel like that they don't do a whole lot of exposition, one,
Nah.
which you know how I feel about that.
Yeah.
I love that that we're just in the show and you're just like we're finding out details
Yeah.
and they don't over explain anything to anybody at any point. They're not like
Nah.
this is happening here and this is happening here. They do it,
Yeah.
but they do it in small little pieces, bite-sized pieces, and they don't overdo it. And they kind of share it with us very slowly. But okay, so they're trying to find Asimov. He sprays it in his eye, and like a man farting into his own pillow, gives himself pink eye on purpose.
Pink
You
eye
know,
in both eyes.
he's got, and he's limitless. He's invincible. I love
He's
that. Like
tweaking out, man.
he is tweaking out, and he's like, there are guys. We get like a first person perspective on this, and he's
Yeah.
like trapped in a bar, and he's there with his pregnant wife or girlfriend, whoever she is, and he's just zipping through and like is unkillable apparently,
Yeah.
and takes everybody
He's
out
got
of
the Mario
himself.
Superstar right now.
Yeah, he's got that. He's tweaking off of that Mario Superstar. No, he's all do 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 do. You're
I will
dead.
say, like you're talking about the attention to detail and stuff. I do love the attention to detail they give because there's a cat in the bar, and they're so detailed in that cat's reaction to the shootout.
Yeah, it's
Like,
just like don't couldn't care one bit. Oh man, this man. I mean, I don't want to talk too much about it because I want people to actually watch this episode. Let's see here. I love the look of the action. I wrote that down. There was a when he comes across the guy and he gets in a fight with Asimov, Spike does. And that the way they choreograph these fight scenes, like they're like really cool. Like they have this fight out in public or out in the streets and or in the bar. I'm not I can't remember, but they kick up he kicks up this the table and he's blocking it and he kicks it and it splits in half and just like all those little like actions, all the little movement and all that kind of stuff feels very can't help but just say
uh,
cool or just I don't know. It
cool.
just feels it's they make all the right choices on all that
Yeah.
stuff, you know, to where it just feels kind of it feels a little grounded. It feels a little like
Yeah.
every bit of I'm watching, I go, this like feels like it's out of an action film, like
Yeah.
something out of Jackie Chan,
Yeah.
like you know, it kind of feels a
Like
little
these
bit
moves
like
are
that.
doable and there's nothing
Yeah,
too
yeah,
crazy
yeah.
going on. Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't feel like completely far-fetched. You know, we
Yeah.
don't have somebody jumping up in the air and floating and shooting fireballs. It's just like
Yeah.
regular old, you know, cowboy fight scenes, which
Yeah.
they do a good job in that. He's got like a sombrero
It's
on
a
and a little.
yeah. Dude,
He's got that.
that's just like that leans into the fact of like it's basically the put on a hat and sunglasses to blend in
like
disguise.
yeah, they could be. Of course, that's
Yeah.
exactly how this man looks. You know, like he belongs in this. You know, like come on. Yeah, that man's a cop. You're a cop. You're a cop. You're a
Yeah.
cop, aren't you? So, but that's the thing. Like, I'm watching the show and I'm kind of like, okay, but what's happening? Because as I read the synopsis, I'm like, that's how little exposition they give us. They just kind of like, you're along for the ride. There's an adventure. Man,
Yeah.
when I say the demise of both Asimov and his pregnant wife in space when they're after him, they're trying to get the pink eye from him. You
Yeah.
know, I'm just like I was like I think I typed it out and I had like a couple O's and A's. I go, whoa! I did not see
Oh,
that coming. I was
yeah.
like, because she like unalives the guy, right? And then
Yeah.
ends up
She pretty
being
much takes him out.
and I'm like, what a dramatic and like heavy thing to do in a show, but like well done. Like I was just like I was almost, you know, clapping for this thing because I was just like,
Yeah.
wow, that's like we ain't watching Saturday morning cartoons. This ain't
Nah.
no
This
Saturday
this is
morning
this
cartoon.
real life right now.
This real life, dude. Like I was
Yeah.
like, and then she is, you know, like taken out too, and I'm like, golly, that's heavy
It's a lot of
for a
heady
first
stuff
episode.
because yeah, because even like before that, because he meets Asimov in the bathroom because Asimov's like he's coming down and Spike's telling him, he's like, oh, you should leave the bathroom sink on or whatever because he goes out and meets the wife. They're having a conversation and Asimov comes up behind Spike because he realizes he's hunting him for the bounty and he's like choking Spike out about to like
Yeah,
off him
from behind, you
from
got to be
behind, and she tells Asimov to stop, so he stops. But as he like drops him, like
yeah,
You can tell
You
how
see him
good
swipe.
Spike is because you
Yeah.
see him swipe the pink eye from him like nothing. Uh,
Hmm.
and then we go into the end of that part um, where they're running and he's trying to catch him, and like you get the feeling like, oh, they're not gonna make it,
Yeah.
and but they don't lean into the like her off and him was like I didn't see coming the first time I ever watched this. I was like, yo,
Hmm.
that's crazy because I figured they were both gonna not make it.
Yeah.
Because they're trying to go to Mars because Elon finally got us to Mars. It's a safe
Of
place,
course.
so everybody's trying to go to Mars now. You know,
This is only 2 years away. Cowboy Bebop's
only
only
two
two
years
years
away.
away.
You know what I'm saying? But we find out she wasn't pregnant at all. Like it was just she just had a bag of pink eye underneath her dress.
Hmm. Hmm. And ends up dropping a lot of it.
Yeah.
And yeah, 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 yeah.
So,
Man, like it is. I wrote down. This is one of the most captivating episodes of anime I've watched. It's so dynamic and well executed. Pun intended.
oh,
You
pun
know,
intended.
yeah, it's just like all the little like there was even just in this just in some of the little small choices, like at the very end of it. Um, give me the name of the other the captain.
Jet,
Jet is like
jet.
talking to Spike and he's just like they're just kind of commiserating about everything and they're like well off to the next one, you know, like and he has a little cigarette and he turns it around and he kind of like kind of passes it to him
Yeah,
like
it's almost
space
like it's that. Yeah, they're in like low gravity right now that he's
low
like fading
gravity
in. Yeah,
and he just kind of like and it floats through the air and he grabs it and just like takes a drag of it and you're just
yeah.
like whoa man, these
That is the
guys
coolest
like
thing ever.
what a cool move. I'm telling you they're so cool. Like I'm just like there is just so many cool like things like that. Oh, they start with them like I think Jet's telling him, you know, like he's having his karate in the dark, you
Yeah,
know, he's kicking the coffee table's butt
yeah,
and he goes, "Hey, come have, you know, dinner. I made
yeah,
bell pepper and steak, you know,
yeah,
bell pepper and beef." And come to find out it's just all bell pepper.
yeah.
And that's just
Sans
like
beef.
little small what a great little detail
Yeah,
because the idea is like it says to us that they can't afford the meat because they didn't make very much money and all they can eat is bell peppers. It's just vegetables. And he's like, there's no
yeah,
beef in this. But what they're telling
yeah,
us without having to tell us is that they need to, you know, they're struggling
yeah.
bounty hunters. They need to make another, you know,
Inflation
hunt.
is real, guys. It's going there.
And then at the very end of it, you know, he passes the cigarette off to him and he's like, "Hey, you know, come eat. I got bell pepper and beef." And we're
Yeah,
like, "Well, you know, this is how this started. It's just going to be
yeah,
the next time that we're gonna go off and try to find, you know, our next target."
yeah,
And they don't have to say anything. They say it that way. It's just so
yeah,
smartly written, you know, like that's just
yeah.
such a brilliant move and like those kind of details that just kind of gosh I am captivated by this show unlike any show we've watched. That's it.
Dude, that's it.
I mean the
That's
bass like the
yeah,
intro is like like slap
dude.
bass like cello or what do you call it like a stand-up bass boom
It's
boom 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 boom
yeah,
boom boom
it's
boom.
just straight jazz, pure. Like, oh, dude, the
I
intro
love
is
this
so iconic.
the silhouettes, you know, like
Yeah,
this it reminds me, I wonder if, you know, I mean, I'm sure it's not like they've invented this, but like
yeah,
Don has like some silhouette stuff happening
yeah,
in their intro and you know, like this feels so like, you know, like probably
yeah.
I want to say some of their
Like,
movements even in Don they kind of like
yeah,
may have taken some stuff from Cowboy Bebop. I
some
mean,
inspiration and
inspiration, yeah, yeah, yeah. That's
yeah,
what it kind of feels like stylistically. It just they
yeah,
make a really lot of like a lot of good choices in music and in the way everything else is executed, the storyline, how they bookend the story with the bell pepper and beef thing,
yeah.
and you know, it is a spaghetti western in space. That's what
Oh,
this is, you know. And you can see they
Space
have the
Cowboys,
homage to
man.
it.
Yeah,
He's got the little the what do you call that? Like the
The
poncho. He's wearing the
poncho.
poncho
Yeah,
and he's out there fighting in it. And it's like, that's pretty cool, dude. Like, I
so
wanna,
cool.
I want that poncho,
I want that
like,
fit right there.
yeah, I want that fit. Get the fit, dude. And so at the very end of it, I wrote it down. I go, bounty hunters? I'm like, oh yeah, they're bounty hunters. Like, I pieced it all together at the end of the show, but they give you the whole episode. They don't leave you hanging
No,
like a,
like a cliffhanger or
they don't give
anything.
you a
Yeah,
cliffhanger. They just kind of wrap it up. But the rest of the episode spoke for itself enough for you to go,
yeah,
well, I got to see what these shenanigans they get into. Like I
yeah.
gotta.
Because you got like a backstory in the very beginning for Spike.
Mhm,
Because it's like, all right, there's something that happened. Is this the past? How far in the past? They're in the present day they're in. They just got from a score. They're getting the next score.
mhm.
Now they're on to the next one. You know.
I mean, it. I can see why people had because I don't know when the Cowboy Bebop live action came out, but I just remember seeing a lot of people going, I don't think they can do this show justice.
Justice. Yeah.
Or yet it's like trying to make a part two to a movie
Yeah.
that you just felt was perfect. Like
Yeah.
you can't make a part two to this. Like just leave it alone. Like this seems
They
like
waited too long to make a sequel.
yeah. I
Yeah.
mean, if y- I think it could be done, but I don't know if you I don't know. Did you watch should we not
Yeah.
talk about this? We'll talk about this later. Like go
It's
ahead
all
and give
good.
me or let's go on for another 30 minutes. Holy crap, dude. I mean like the guns in it are cool.
So
Like,
yes,
you
there's so
know,
much to say, man.
just the fight sequences are fun and cool, and like the dialogue is, I watched this. Did you watch this in the sub in the dub or just the
Yeah,
sub? The
the
dub
subtitles.
is. What do you think about the dub? Because
So
I
this one
don't.
is this one is I'm okay with because I originally watched this and because I watched it on Adult Swim when it came out.
Like
So
the failings of most dubs, and I get it, now. I didn't get it at
yeah,
first, I'm like, come on,
yeah,
dub only.
yeah,
But then you watch some of these other shows and you feel the voice actors and the dialogue is failing because of some sort of translation that's going on,
yeah,
and it feels you don't feel the depth or the weight or
yeah,
we're missing something in translation. This feels like I'm not missing any of that, and the English translation is doing well enough for me to believe the
yeah,
world and these characters, and it's just well established enough for it to go, yeah,
yeah,
this is almost like it was written in English. It was that
yeah.
that successful for me. So
Yeah, like tone wise and stuff, the way the voices came about for each character, like there none of them for me is off for their character. Because
yeah,
we've talked about it before, there's been some dubs that we watched that I couldn't like. For
don't
me,
care for
they
it.
didn't
What is
match
it,
at all.
91
Like
days?
not doing anything it needs to do. But this is one of the ones where the English dub actors do a really good job at getting almost a perfect voice in English for the character.
Yeah, yeah, I say so. All right, well, what did I miss? And do you want to just give us the facts?
Oh man, there's a lot of facts. Like I said, there's we could go on for 30 minutes about just this first episode, and we could go on for another 30 minutes just about these facts that I got, guys.
Okay,
So
okay, okay.
this
Pick
all
and
came
choose.
about in April of 1998. That's when Cowboy Bebop started, and it
What
started
a
out
great year.
as an anime. Yeah,
98,
great
things were
year.
happening. I mean, we were living it up. Y2K
Oh yeah,
it was in the back of our
two
mind. It was on
years
the radar.
away.
2 years
Yeah,
away, but you know what?
we
We were
weren't
having a
worried
great
about it. You
time.
know what?
No,
Hey man.
no, like we thought space was gonna be fun and cool.
Oh yeah. Oh man, we were about to get we're still anticipating the Back to the Future that was coming.
Yeah, we thought it was still possible then. Back then,
Yeah,
we thought we were like, you know what? I think it's gonna happen.
it's gonna happen. We're gonna have that hoverboard, man. I'm telling
Yeah,
you.
yeah, we were. I was still thinking that the hoverboard was gonna happen for real. We got it, and it's got two wheels on the side. It ain't hovering.
Yeah, hovering at
It-
all. Oh man. But all this was created. It's almost like an OVA because this was just almost an original story and stuff, and it was created by Sunrise Studio, who did our last anime, guys. Oh no, wait, not that one. Wait, yeah, they did our last anime.
they did high school. I mean, the daily
They
life
did
of high school
Daily
boys.
Life of High School Boys.
Wow, like I would not have believed that because I'm watching both these shows and I kind of close to each other, and I go, that one looks like typical anime, kind of
Yeah,
kids with big eyes and like the round faces, and they're like people, like
totally different. Yeah,
completely different. But I guess
yeah,
I mean those are what 10 years apart or
yeah. It's like 10 years apart,
12, 10,
almost.
10 or 12 years apart,
Yeah,
yeah.
12. Yeah, around there. So it was directed by Shinichiro Watanabe. The screenwriter was Keiko Nobumoto. The character designer was Toshiro Kawamoto, and they had a mechanical designer, uh, Kimitoshi, and Kimitoshi Yamane, and they had the musical composer, uh, Yoke Kano, and so that was the whole like heads of the staff for each part, and collectively they went under the pseudonym Hajime Yatate. So collectively they went under Yatate. And that is so with Sunrise, with that, they kind of use that pseudonym whenever they do, like whenever they did their own stuff. Like when it was original stuff that they created, a lot of times they use that pseudonym Hajime uh, as like the creator for that because that was like I think it
Hmm.
was more or less to do with like the intellectual property, like the rights and stuff. That was showing that it was their original idea going under that
Mhm.
pseudonym.
So
So unlike yeah,
these guys
yeah,
produce
yeah, they
anything
created it.
else?
Yeah.
I mean, but I'm saying like, did they
Yeah,
do
yeah,
anything else?
they had a lot of other stuff. Let me see. Did they
Because
have
you can
anything?
tell like when you're talking about like the music and the mechanical design, those were the two things that really, I mean, along with everything else, but you can tell like those two things stood out to me. I go,
Yeah,
the way they drew the spaceships, the way they
yeah,
drew like some of the things kind of unfolding, like somebody knew, they took the time to like figure those things out. The music and having like the way they juxtapose some of the like violence with like a sweet like
yeah,
melody or like nursery rhyme kind of thing,
yeah,
or like the
yeah,
action to like something like a different kind of music. It really sets a tone
yeah,
to like some of the scenes that like lends itself to like being or like super dramatic or just like
yeah,
giving things an interesting feel, and like the fact that they were like all kind of working together,
yeah,
it felt like that, like lots of detail being paid attention to all of those
yeah,
things.
yeah. Because this was Watanabe's. This was basically like his directorial debut. Like this was like the first thing he was gonna be the head director on, and so like I said, it's Cowboy Bebop came out 1998. It came out on Adult Swim in 2001 in America, and like it's been a cult classic. Like it's a highly appraised anime, just with the story, with the style, with the music, like a lot of it. But some of the facts, like going into it. So one of the like main sponsors that was that was starting this up was Bandai Toys, and it was with the idea of selling toys,
They're the
like
same
spaceship
ones that
toys.
did they do Power Rangers? Is that Bandai?
Yeah, that's yeah, I think they did like the toys and stuff, but I know Saban was like the production company.
Oh, okay, okay.
Saban.
So
But yeah,
are there Cowboy
Bandai.
Bebop toys?
Um, there are like figures and stuff, but like the whole main idea in the very beginning was to sell toys to like kids. But as like production went on and stuff, and they were writing, creating the story, they're like, hey, this isn't kind of what we were thinking it was gonna
It's
be.
so little too
So
bloody.
yeah, yeah, and so they pulled out the sponsorship, so they pulled
Uh,
away. But luckily, their sister studio, Bandai Visual, stepped in and took over the sponsorship. And so in the very beginning, you know, we Cowboy Bebop was in that process of not gonna be made because of like differences, creative differences. And so when Bandai Visual stepped in and took over, they gave Watanabe and his staff a lot more freedom, like creative freedom to create what they wanted to create, and that's what we got today, which is Cowboy Bebop. And I think there's an article too, like they did an interview and stuff with them, and he was like, kind of like saying like, man, if it wasn't for Bandai Visual stepping in and sponsoring us, he's like, I probably would have been working on like a grocery store right now. He's like,
dude.
they really like that company really like stepping in and saying, hey, we'll sponsor you, like kind of save them or save the show basically to get created.
So this is a an Ona or a
It's
Ova.
almost over. It's like yeah, almost like an over. Like I don't think it's really they haven't really like akin it to an over or anything, but it's basically like an original story because like
Yeah.
there are manga adaptations that came out.
After the
There
fact.
was there was one that came out just right before the anime got released
Hmm.
because it got first released in on Tokyo TV in April of 1998. That's when it first got aired. But there was
Hmm.
a manga that came out called Cowboy Bebop Shooting Star. That was kind of like a it had some subtle differences
Hmm.
from the story, but it kind of kept akin to the storyline, like the storyline and stuff. And then there's one just titled Cowboy Bebop that came out a little bit after. Kind of same thing. There's little differences here and there, but they pretty much both of them kind of kept akin to kind of the main story or ideas and stuff. And funny enough, the Cowboy Bebop shooting star demographically is classified as a shojo.
How? How? I gotta see this then. I don't
So
know.
I think a lot of because when I was doing the research, like going
Because
in
we
doing
didn't
all
meet
the
all the
stuff.
characters yet, right? We haven't met all the
No,
characters that
not
are on the
yet.
show
Yeah,
because
yeah,
we
yeah,
only
not
met
yet.
two of the characters.
Yeah,
So,
we just met Jet and Spike. Uh,
hmm.
so the shoujo came about for I think because of this kind of style that the artist drew him in the manga because it was more kind of like that shoujo kind of style, like the kind of
Mm.
like how Sailor Moon, like
Yeah.
that kind of
Okay.
real fine line watercolory. So
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
kind of look, kind of made it that shoujo, uh, gave it that shoujo title demographic. But like going into the story and stuff, because even like Watanabe, the director, I think stated when they're going through it, creating it, writing it, he wanted it to not. He didn't want it to appeal only to like kids, like shonen type stuff. He wanted it
Hmm.
to appeal to like more be able to appeal to like sophisticated adults. But he got us instead.
Dude, I missed the boat, man. I think I remember like this being on like, or I remember, of course, I remember being on, and I think I remember hearing people talk about it, and I just kind of disregarded it because at that time I may have been a grown man, with the full-time job, and I was like, that's for
Right.
children.
It's
And I thought it was for
that's
children,
mortgage, man. Come on.
and yeah, I got things. Snap. I got a 401k, you know what I'm saying? Like I got things
Yeah.
to think about. How many episodes is this thing? Like is it
So
like
this is in
several seasons
total
or
is 26 episodes total. And
That's the
so
whole
there's
thing.
26 episodes. Yeah, the whole thing. There is a so there's an animated movie called Cowboy Bebop, the movie. But when it came out in Japan, so in Japan it came out with the title Cowboy Bebop, Knocking on Heaven's Door. But when it got released in like English theaters and stuff, the name changed to Cowboy Bebop, the movie, which is kind of weird.
That is kind of the movie. The how
Yeah.
uncreative, like you know what? They're not gonna get it. America won't get
yeah,
this. So just like,
yeah, they will get it.
what is this?
Uh,
Oh, it's the movie. Oh, yeah,
yeah.
I get it now.
Oh, yeah, yeah, I get
Make it
it.
simple for me. Make it simple so I can understand it.
Yeah. But that came out in 2001. And so that was that. And then, yeah, like you said, so there's a live action that came out. It was on Netflix, uh, Cowboy Bebop, which I think that one is, is it 6 episodes? Uh,
It's a short like mini series kind of thing. Like they didn't
they're like
do
hour long episodes. It had our it had had John Cho in it. It
John
had
Cho. That's
what's
right.
up? Yeah, he played Spike. Um, so that one they kind of so there was a whole like mixed kind of reaction in the fandom because like I said, Cowboy Bebop is a highly appraised anime. Like
Yeah.
it is, it's in like the tops of a lot of people's animes. Just with like I said, story, styling, the music, all that. Like it's really highly regarded in the anime world, and I'm like 50-50 on it.
On the
So
show on the live
on the
action.
live action, yeah.
So did you
I
watch it
didn't
all
hate
or?
it.
Yeah.
I watched it all. Like I didn't hate it. I didn't really, I wouldn't like give it a high rating,
Yeah. Yeah.
honestly. But I know because it goes back to those things of like seeing stuff you love being kind of in animated or put in a live action because it really wasn't anything too crazy they had to do. I mean,
Yeah.
we've done space movies before. It's
Yeah.
basically just a space western and stuff. But I think a lot of it was just the style, like especially with the character designs, like they
You
have
know,
such unique looks and
I
stuff.
okay, so I
And so
haven't watched.
depicting being able to depict that live action, like it really is a hard thing for some people to kind of almost separate.
I always go back to Edgar Wright's uh Scott Pilgrim versus the
Scott Pilgrim versus
World.
the World.
There is something about the way Edgar Wright can like stylize something to where
Yeah,
he can get this kind of there are movements in illustration done in like illustration and animation that you
yeah,
just never get in we're starting to get a little bit of it in like some of the
yeah,
Marvel hero movies and stuff like that where you kind of get this like
yeah,
zoomed fisheye lens kind of like
yeah,
panning, circling. You just don't get that
yeah.
kind of stylization in like movies.
In
And I
live
don't know if it's
action,
because, yeah, in
yeah,
live
movies.
actions, I don't know. Can you get that live action? But I felt like, Edgar Wright had the way he visually like translates things. That's what you
Yeah,
need for this. So I
yeah,
would love. I'm gonna have to try to watch this and just try to watch the live action and see
yeah,
if they got that because that is like in itself part of the character of the show. Like
yeah,
I'm watching this, I'm going, you need to get these kind of things down. The timing on these kind of things, the way it kind of like
yeah,
how zippy and fast some of the movements are. I mean, like there's a
yeah.
guy that like pops up and gets shot through the head from behind, and we can
From
see
behind,
through
yeah,
his. And like
yeah.
if you don't get
Through
that done
that, yeah,
well, like if you don't like, there's some
yeah.
like little things that are just like
Oh yeah.
like in live action like fighting movies. If you can't fight, then they put the shaky cam and they're
Oh
like shaking the
yeah.
camera around, and it just kind of like
Yeah.
no, this doesn't lend itself to
Takes
shaky
it out
cam. We
of it.
need
Yeah.
put it in a still shot and have the like let's
Yeah.
have the action happen and
Yeah.
Like if those kind of things are missed in the live action, then I can see people kind of that could just be one little tally mark against it. Go, no, that's not it.
I,
Like,
I will say they did do the intro the same. Like
okay,
the black and white to silhouette. Like
yeah, the
they
silhouettes
did
and
that
stuff.
pretty good. Like they kind of almost mimicked the whole thing.
Hmm.
They added some stuff, of course, just to like it's just scenes pertaining to what was in the live action that they added into, but
Hmm.
pretty much like almost like it was almost like shot for shot almost on the intro, which is good. They kept the music. They had I will go ahead and let you know they do have the harmonica solo
Got
going in that
okay,
first live
okay.
action episode.
Well, all
So
right,
you
all
got that
right.
going on. But yeah, like I said, with that one, it was just like I said, it's a lot of little stuff, a lot of things that gave it that kind of. It was almost like Uzumaki. Uzumaki had the same issue where you
Hmm.
had a classic manga that was being animated. It came out. It was only 4 episodes short. They had kind of had to restructure the story in a way to be able to tell it all. A lot of people weren't a fan of it, but like it's just going back to those little subtleties that people love. And I think too, casting, like I said, casting when it comes to live action, it's always going to be a hard thing to cast in live action.
Yeah, he's slender and kind of tall and kind
Yeah,
of broad-shouldered, and I don't see John Cho as that. I think he's more of a
yeah,
he's kind of shorter and kind of like stockier,
yeah.
like and
So
I would and then also yeah, I feel like Spike is pretty
yeah,
like a cool dude. Like he's
yeah,
real like he's a slick guy, and
yeah.
I don't think John Choi has that, but
But yeah, like I said, the live action, I'm a 50-50 on it. I watched it the first time. It didn't get renewed. That Netflix didn't renew it for a second season. So, but that's just Netflix always canceling stuff.
yeah, like there were some things I watched that I was like, you know
Yeah,
what? Why? Like why? Well, why take
yeah,
that away
why?
from us?
Yeah, it
But
was
I
it,
think
why?
I what did you have you seen any clips from the old like movie, the not old but older movie,
Yeah,
the live action
the
on
shooting
this?
star. Yeah, because that no, that was the old
It's
movie
not
was an
a
animated movie.
okay, so
No,
the old
yeah,
one. Oh, okay,
yeah,
when you said movie, I was thinking live
yeah,
action, but no, not a live
yeah.
action.
Nah,
It's a
nah, movie,
hmm.
animated movie. Yeah.
I mean, I
So
why not just make it well, I don't know. I mean, I guess it's just I don't know. I gotta
it's
go
a
back and watch
like
it. Maybe
go back and watch it. Yeah, yeah. Like I
I'll
said,
go back.
because there's there's just so much of it. So like I said, we could go on and on about
There's got to be
the
video
history and stuff
games. There's
behind
gotta
it.
be. Is there a video game about this?
There's a what do you call it? Kind of like is a kind of
Flappy
deck
Bird?
building board game.
Okay.
Playing with cards, I guess. But
Yeah, okay, okay.
yeah, yeah.
I figured have these guys it just it just seems I mean maybe it's just too much to kind of like it's so highly regarded that can you return to this and write more of it? Like, why hasn't there been a return to this to go, let's keep expanding this world? Though I hadn't watched it, maybe it ends a certain way that doesn't allow it to happen. No spoilers, Joe Angel. How dare you?
No
But
spoilers, guys. How dare?
Mhm, mhm.
All right, well, let's squawk talk
Well,
this
are
thing.
we ready to guac talk this thing? I
Yeah.
mean, T to B top notch, top to bottom. This is top notch. I mean, I can't believe. I mean, maybe it's just because I thought at a point I was just too adult for this. When I
Yeah.
was a kid, like I was like, cartoons, that's for children. And
You're trying to be cool. Like,
I was
nah,
trying to be cool,
man.
like, come on, man. I'm talking to girls. We're driving
Yeah.
around. I ain't got time for cartoons. But man, did I miss out? Like though I wonder if I mean, I guess yeah, maybe I would have gotten it then about how like, but watching it as an adult, watching it now, as I'm consuming it now,
Yeah.
I think if I would have watched it then, I think some of these things would have flew over my head. Some of the subtleties and some of
Uh,
the
I would
stylized
say
choices.
Crunchyroll gave it a 14 plus rating.
14, bro, come on, man. You know what? You're getting canceled. You're getting canceled, Cowboy Bebop. Take the rating up higher. I mean, there is some. I mean, it's fine. Whatever. Kids see worse things. I mean, we saw some terrible
Yeah,
things growing up, bro. I mean,
yeah.
like
Oh
that.
yeah.
We grew up
I
on the
watched
Wild
Blood and
West of
Blood
the
as a
internet.
kid.
I mean, yeah, that's true. That's true. I saw some crazy things on the internet I should never see, and
Yeah,
I'll keep seeing them every time I close my eyes. So
yeah.
sometimes I'm in just a dead stare, just like
Yeah.
stuck in it. Like,
That's that's
oh
that's
my
why
gosh.
that's why your eyes aren't working good. Then
Yeah,
you're trying to shut them
yes,
off.
macular
Yeah,
deterioration or whatever,
yeah,
degradation or whatever, because I saw some terrible things when I was younger. But man, this show, I just maybe it's just because I'm a little biased, but this is the kind of show. This is the way I hope a show could go. You know, where
yeah,
you start off, you have my attention. You make a few like creative choices that makes a kind of run of the mill, scene dynamic, and you make, like just you can hang your hat on a lot of these scenes where you just go, yes, that is going to be the show going forward. Like this is they it doesn't look like they like kind of brushed over anything. Everything seems like it's been paid attention to, even to the illustration, some of the drawings. You're talking about how there was a director for the mechanic, what do you call it, mechanical,
mechanical
designer, the
design.
mechanical designer,
Yeah,
to the music director of it. Like you can tell they all kind of like, it almost is like they were in the same room and they were writing this all together. Like that's what it feels like to me. It seems so like well thought out and deeper than I think. If you don't catch it, I think it's I mean, of course, it's got to be. I mean, as it's highly regarded by most people, that they did
yeah.
get it, and I'm just now seeing it for the first time, and I'm like, oh yeah, this is. Are you guys not seeing this? I'm like, yeah, we saw it 25 years
Did
ago.
you heard this anime called Cowboy Bebop?
Yeah, I'm gonna go and tell everybody, dude. Cow, yeah, you gotta
You gotta
see it
watch.
if you haven't seen it. Sal says it's good. Yeah, 20 years ago. Come on, bro. Go catch up, dude. Catch up. I'm embarrassed. I'm a little embarrassed that I passed this over, that it passed me by. And I made sure to not watch the live action because I saw that Netflix was doing it and everybody was all
Yeah,
like, "Ooh, yes." And a lot of people were like, "Oh, no."
yeah,
But I'm like, I
yeah.
need to watch this first
First, yeah,
before I go to it, and it's gonna be pretty easy for me to just go, yeah, I'm gonna just go ahead, especially because it's only 23 episodes, you said.
26.
26 episodes. It's I mean, the main characters are already so good, like
Yeah,
I enjoy, that whole vibe. If it continues to just like be this. And if it's just a little bit better, if every episode is just this, then I'm like, yes. But if it gets even better,
yes.
I'm gonna be really into it,
Really, yeah.
Yeah, I'm just gonna be like, yes, like I want some space cowboys, dude. That's what I want, space
They
cowboys.
finally got that beef.
Yeah, I want them to put that beef in that bell pepper, you know. Oh man, there's just I can't I mean I just if every episode has this kind of attention paid to it, I don't even know. I wonder I wonder if there's like a documentary on this to tell me how long did it take for them to make this? Because you know it's a lot
Yeah,
to. It seems like a lot to have to like execute. If they because they do it all and they're not dropping one episode at a time, are they? Or are they like they do it all together and then they dropped it all together? Because it seems like.
I know. I know, like with the music and stuff. Watanabe and Kano almost There was an article, I can't remember where, but they were talking about like the working with everybody, creating everything. I know he was when they came to the music, it was to the point where she was just creating stuff. Like she would like read the scenes, like get the scenes in the scripts, and
Hmm.
would just start creating music. And it got he said it got to a point where she was just bringing in stuff and being like, "Hey, look, there I came up with this and this," and like they would listen to it and then they would like almost write scenes around that song, and then they would give her like the scripts and the scenes and she would like get inspired and create music for those scenes and stuff. And so he was akin in with the music part, it was like a back and forth thing, like going off of each other.
I think, I mean, that little detail that you're just now telling me, you just feel it. You feel it in the show. You feel it like how it's like so symbiotic, like the music and
Yeah,
the scenes are like very much, tied together. You couldn't imagine
yeah.
music gone a different way. I was watching something just recently and I go, man, if this music was different, this would be a better, this would look better.
If
Yeah,
they
I
made a
mean
different
like
choice with it, yeah.
Yeah, there are some choices that you just go, I don't know what the correct choice is, but they obviously did. And man, I mean, like, I don't know what else to say about this show. Cowboy
Let's
Bebop.
see, one to five, uh, 1 to 5 pink eyes. How many you getting?
How many of these am I this? Spraying into my eye. That was wild. He's like, they're like, hey, I got this stuff. And he goes, prove it to me. I'm like, there's gotta be a better way to let you know instead of me using
Out
it
of
on
all the
myself.
movies and stuff I've seen about when it comes to stuff like that, the main thing is never take your own stash.
Yeah, never take your own stash. You just, like just taste it. You put it right here and you go, yeah, that's
Yeah,
good stuff.
yeah. You
But
get
this man,
it.
he's like,
You lick a pinky, you dip it in there. You know, like a fun
you go
dip.
like
You know.
that.
Yeah,
Yeah, fun did that thing. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah,
can you tell by smelling it? Here, let me just open the
yeah,
capsule. You just give it a sniff. Yeah. Or hey, is it blue? Oh, it's beautiful. It's
yeah,
blue. Like,
yeah.
gotta try this stuff out. I mean, wild, really wild, dude. Not meant for kids. It says Adult Swim, but there weren't any adults
Yeah.
watching this stuff.
Not on
We,
Cartoon Network.
no, not on Cartoon Network. We were USA up all night,
Yeah.
watching scary stuff. Uh, 1 out of 5 pink eyes, man. I'm gonna go 5 on this. This is gonna be highly rated. This show did nothing wrong. I mean, th- I I love every choice, from the music to the character design to the mechanical design to, I mean, all of it. I now see, and I am now, my eyes are now open to Cowboy Bebop, and I have every intention to watch all of this and watch the live action and judge it very harshly like the rest of us did. you know Put it on the list. Joe Angel,
Put it on the list.
where does this land for you? 1 out of 5 pink eyes. How many you spraying in your eye, dude?
1 out of 5 pink eyes. This one is also. Let me see.
You can go lower. It's fine. Like this is.
I'm going through all of my list. This one is a 4.5 for me.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's so high. It's so up there. I still love it. I love the story. I love the music. Like I said, I'm halfway on the live action. Um, it's because it goes down to one of those things where you watch a show and love the show, and you get into those things where there's certain things you wish they would have done differently, or choices that were made. Yeah, that kind of stuff. Anime elitism, I would say. you know?
Okay. Yeah, 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 yeah.
Uh,
Yeah.
but all in all, like I said, it is good. It is like I said, like I'm going off the music right now because I love music. I just came from a
Hmm.
concert, so I'm like all in the music right now. They do have like a tour for the music for Cowboy Bebop. Like you can go and watch the shows. Kind of like how they did with who was it? Like the Game of Thrones. Was it the Game of Thrones
Hmm.
score?
I mean,
Uh,
yeah,
Hans,
Hans Zimmer.
yeah, like
Hans Zimmer
Hans
will
Zimmer, like
do.
yeah, stuff like that. They have that for the Cowboy Bebop. Like you can go and like find the
That's
show
cool.
that they're playing and go watch it, and like it is one of those iconic animes that is up there and amazing.
Yeah, dude. I mean, like this show got me hyped. Back in the day, I used to watch a karate movie, and I wanted to jump up and
Yeah,
start doing karate like a little kid. You know what I'm saying? I'm just like, oh,
yeah,
I think I could do this. I think I
yeah,
could be a bounty hunter, dude. I think I could. All I need is a
yeah.
spaceship, a crew. I need to
So,
learn karate. Uh,
gotta have to take
I
up
need.
smoking.
I gotta take up smoking. I'm like ready to do all this. I'm ready to be a cowboy bebop, baby. I'm
Oh
ready.
man. I will say when Barry was asking, "Do you like jazz?" He was referring to Cowboy Bebop in the Beat movie.
I think he
You like
was.
jazz? He was talking about Cowboy
You like
Bebop.
jazz? Uh-huh. I mean, yes, yes. Jazz. I mean, you it never has a show. I mean, Cowboy Bebop and La La Land, only things that have made jazz as palatable,
Yeah.
and this is it, dude. This and elevator music, killing the game,
Oh yeah.
son, killing the game.
Killing the game, y'all, with Cowboy Bebop. Let us know how much you loved it. If you watched it, if you've been on it, or if you're new to it, like Sal is, let us know in those comments. And while you're there, let us know how you liking this podcast, guys, by giving those likes, leaving those reviews, leaving those shares, doing all that stuff on Spotify, YouTube, wherever you listen to our podcast. Give us all that love, and you can always show us some more love by going to our website, anime-me.com, where you can find not only this episode but all of our other episodes, because there is a ton of other animes out there that we have watched, and there's still more to come, guys, because there is just so much out there. Space
It
is
never
big,
ends.
and so is anime. Never ends, man.
It never
It
will.
never ends and never will, guys. Well, with that, I've been Joe Angel with my co-host Sal, and we'll see you on the next one. Laters.
Peace.
これはアニメミーでした。これから帰国の旅を始めます。ご清聴ありがとうございました。
It's like another dude movie right there.
Dude, I mean, that's the kind of stuff that anime is.
Yeah,
Somebody watched anime and they were like all their life, and they're like, I'm gonna make
yeah.
Dude, Where's My Car? Like that's a
Dude, it's
straight
like
up
if they can
adventure. I
make a
mean,
show
that's all.
about a guy going to school every day, I can make a show about two guys looking for a car. I can make a movie
I
about it.
mean, this is the premise of Two Piece. It's two
Yeah.
guys out looking in the universe for the greatest piece
Greatest
of
piece of
chicken.
chicken. Yeah,
Yeah,
like,
yeah, that's what Two Piece is, baby. Oh, snap.
oh man.
Uh, dude. So Solo Leveling drops tomorrow.
Yeah.
It's the final episode. Or how I was talking to somebody and they were like, they were surprised that it was because it was supposed to be an hour long and now it's only 30 minutes long.
I'm
Are
telling you,
you
it's
are,
because everybody
is
disliked that
it
episode. I'm telling
is that
you.
just you think it's like a speculation? Is that like internet speculation or is that just Joe Angel speculation that they just like
Hey, all I'm saying is, as soon as that episode came out and everybody started making comments about it not being that good, it got over. I think was it like 3,000 dislikes or 2,000
hmm
dislikes, and then not shortly after it came out, oh, Solo Leveling finale is only going to be regularly. I mean, I'm just saying, man.
you know,
You just look at it.
probably like 30 minutes of it was probably like the mom like dying again or going back to the
Yeah,
hospital and they were like go ahead and cut that out, dog. Do
just got
it.
that.
Yeah, listen. But hey, that I want that
It
Snyder
was just
cut
genuine,
though.
just standing there letting a bunch of people go out before he shows up.
Dude, that's exactly what he's doing. He's like, he's just standing there, like, somebody, what Jim we're gonna do? He's just like, I'm gonna let a couple more people lose their heads, and then,
Yeah. I got to make the best entrance of all time.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Not
You
yet.
know, we need to let them know it's dire, and I'm the only one that can save y'all. I
You know, I
mean,
think it's because he watched the Michael Jackson performance. I think was at Super Bowl, where Mikey popped up on the stage from underneath the stage,
hmm
stood
hmm
there and stood there for like an eternity before just
it's
turning and looking, and like the whole crowd
people.
erupted.
Yeah, yeah, and people start fainting. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah,
it's the anticipation. It's always the
yeah,
anticipation. You know, like it's like a Christmas, Eve, and you're waiting for
yeah.
Santa to show up. Like it's that wait, that hold
Ready
up.
for the
Like
Christmas holidays to like open that present. You've been eyeing it the whole time. You're like, I got this, man.
or going to a concert and you're like,
Oh,
when is Tyler the Creator gonna come out? And then
when
they
is
said
he gonna show?
the doors open at 6. The show starts at 7:30. He ain't
Yeah,
going on until midnight.
yeah.
Just because we gotta we gotta make them
Yeah.
wait. The longer you wait, the more anticipation.
The
Jin Woo
greatest
is
gonna be.
a smooth criminal, bro, waiting for it,
Yeah,
wanting people to
waiting for
faint
it.
for him.
Oh
Uh,
man,
okay,
but yeah, it is
I got some good notes on this one. I have a lot of
good notes
notes,
on it.
so
Yeah, I have a lot. I literally, yeah, there's a lot on
okay,
this
okay,
one.
okay, okay.
Okay, okay.